5 mistakes you're probably making with your hand sanitizer. How much do you use hand sanitizer?
Obsessively, but how can you use it wrong? Like, how can you make a mistake with hand sanitizer? It's in the title. You just put it on your hands and you sanitize them.
Okay, why would you use hand sanitizer at all? You don't leave the house.
No, are you kidding? I walk the dogs. I go to the grocery store. I leave the house. I go do stuff.
Okay, so if you leave the house, then you do it. If you don't leave the house, do you do it?
If I'm in the house, there's no reason. First of all, I have soap and water here, so if I need to wash my hands, I can just go wash my hands. Hand sanitizer is for when you can't get to a sink.
Okay. So number 5 on this list, you're using hand sanitizer instead of soap and water. That's how you're using it wrong.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So really, you're supposed to wash your hands with soap and water. Hand sanitizer is for what then?
See, I think hand sanitizer is like super soap. I think it would kill more stuff than soap and water.
Right. I mean, it says right on it 99.9%. I mean, soap isn't 100%.
No, it's like 5%. And I don't want to just whisk the germs away. I want to kill them.
Right.
I want them to burn and scream, and that's why I use hand sanitizer.
Same.
Okay, you're using hand sanitizer when your hands are dirty or greasy.
When are my hands ever dirty? What am I out gardening and then fixing my car right afterwards?
Now, when you're petting the dog and then you're using hands, I don't know. Your hands are dirty, they're greasy. Then hand sanitizer doesn't work as well.
Okay, good to know.
Number 3, you're not waiting for the hand sanitizer to dry. You got to let it air dry instead of wipe it off.
I don't wipe it off. What you do is you put it on, you just mush it through your hands until it's gone.
See, I have a bad habit of doing that because I use too much. So I do it, and then when my hands are still wet, and I grab a towel and get most of it off. But
you wipe off whatever's left. Yeah,
they said don't do that. Just rub your hands together until they feel dry. For about 20 seconds, you're supposed to do that. So
okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I didn't know that one. That's a good tip.
Number 2, you're not using enough hand sanitizer.
Okay, well, that's not my problem. In fact, my boyfriend's always like, "Oh, don't use so much because it's expensive, especially if you get the Purell. You can't find it anywhere."
According to the CDC, you want to use enough to cover all surfaces of your hands. That means both hands, front, back, and in between your fingers.
Right. I think we all know that by now. Okay. Well, so what's the number one thing that we're doing wrong with hand sanitizer?
You're using a DIY hand sanitizer.
Oh, yeah. At the beginning of COVID, when people were buying up everything and you couldn't get any hand sanitizer, you couldn't get any Purell, you couldn't get anything, people were using vodka, they were using alcohol, they were making their own.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's not good. But now you can buy, like, hand sanitizers everywhere now. Like, you can find it anywhere. In fact, every time I go to Home Depot, as soon as you walk in, they have shelves and shelves of it and big vats of it.
Yeah, but I can see us running out of it again. So don't make it at home. They say if you're making the ones made from vodka, like you were just talking about, they only have 40% alcohol. And the CDC says you have to have at least 70% alcohol to be effective.
So drink the alcohol.
You can
and
drink
go buy yourself some
vodka.
Purell.
You can drink the vodka, but don't pour it on your hands because you should get the real stuff to pour on your hands.
Right. Pour it down your throat instead.
Exactly.